you're on your own.
So, I don't think a lot of you are interested in seeing Protector, but if you are, just click off because I can't really get into this movie without spoiling stuff. If you're still here and potentially seen the movie, you'll know the ending is the only thing of any interest. The rest is generic garbage like most Jovich movies, but the key question is, does the unexpected twist at the end somehow redeem this? We're gonna find out. I'm gonna break down the events of the movie. They're not too riveting. You keep in mind, if things seem fucking stupid, it could just be you don't realize the true purpose. Or they could just be fucking stupid. Milla Jovovich plays Nikki, an elite soldier. It's not woke, female soldiers can be elite. That's not the issue, but it does mean she can't see her daughter Chloe too much, only occasionally on her birthday. And that's okay, because she understands its protocol. It's just the way it is. Unexpected maturity. Until her husband dies, she finally comes home, and then decides not to understand. Saying stuff like, "You put me last, you don't get to care now." It's completely irrelevant. There's no "last conversation wasn't good" speech later. But you can't be a generic movie without a parent and kid who don't get along. She literally said in the previous scene, "I understand." Yeah, I know it was years earlier, but why even do that? So she goes out anyway without telling her, and Nikki finds out, and guess fucking what? The guy she meets is a human trafficker. I don't really want to joke about this. Human trafficking is one of the most disgusting crimes in history. Should not be represented in this movie, but you can't ignore how laughable this is. Again, fuck development, just give them one argument, that's enough. Abducted the same night. You can't take this shit seriously, but she does get knocked out trying to stop the car because shanking the guy driving at high speed is clearly a good idea. And then we cut to her being tied up, upside down, facing somebody known as the Butcher. You probably think they picked her up just then, given the length she went through to stop them. But no, she actually went to one of their horror houses, killed a bunch of them. They caught her somehow, yet they don't show this. I mean, technically they do, some bits of it, but why not give us the full scene? It's such a weird transition. Now, normally, given you have the woman you know killed a lot of you tied up and restrained, you would think putting a weapon within reach would be a bad idea. Yet they put a weapon within reach.
You fucking idiot!
Even if he comedically sticks it in her leg, obviously it could be used to free her hands. Even the non-elite might figure that out, but he does this nonetheless, so you can guess how that goes. Already the movie has shown no competent writing or regard for common sense, but it somehow gets even dumber. She eventually, in badass fashion, kills more traffickers with the idea of finding the boss's location, but as luck would have it, Chloe is conveniently in the back of their car, so happy ending. The only caveat is this elite badass soldier is also fucking stupid, and instead of taking her to the hospital because Chloe isn't exactly in good shape, she leaves her alone in their house next to a big window to get medical supplies. She does give some bullshit reason for not going to the hospital, but I don't know, maybe, just maybe, take her the fuck with you. Now keep in mind, the reason she's not there when she gets back does tie into the big twist at the end, but still, even the idea that she would be this fucking stupid. Speaking of fucking stupid, the SWAT team is about to raid the house with the intention of killing her, even though she's only killed traffickers, obviously did it to save somebody, as they see her bring the girl inside the house, and most notably the girl is still inside the house that they're about to shoot up. They acknowledge this. I know you eventually find out the captain is corrupt, so that's the reason, but still, to even make these commands in front of everyone is just ridiculous. You don't go into a house guns blazing when there's a victim inside, especially if there's 8 of you.
That is a very, very bad idea.
Now technically none of this gets us anywhere. You come to the conclusion when you kill a bunch of traffickers, they might not just leave you alone. So, big epic climax. Everyone is taken out, including the boss, in generic fashion. Some reason that's the thing now too, boring villain deaths, yay for realism. But her daughter is again safe and she finally realizes the hospital is the right idea. So far nothing good to speak of, couple of action scenes may be okay, by no means suspenseful. The two don't get any kind of development, the plot has been completely derivative. Logic is a thing of the past, and the real issue of human trafficking is sadly portrayed in this shitty movie, which is, in its own right, a travesty. But does the twist save it? Does it somehow put all this crap into context? Well, before I get into that, please consider checking out the gaming channel for content on games. You know, if you're into that, you might not be, but if you are, the link is in the description. Anyhow, the twist, her daughter has been dead throughout most of the movie. She actually found her dead, lost her mind, couldn't accept it, and has been inadvertently freeing other girls throughout the movie. Not a bad deal. Given the overall quality, you don't see this coming, you don't even expect anything like this, but at the end of the day, any movie can do that. Anybody can put a twist in. The only thing that matters is, does it make sense, and does it fix this? It does make sense, I guess, so congratulations on that, but no, it doesn't fix the movie. It could've, but when you think about the decisions she's made, it doesn't really matter if she's delusional. The reasoning to leave her supposed daughter alone in the house next to a window is still a stupid decision, the way the police act nonetheless, and bad ideas like awkward cuts and real stupid bad guys who give her a weapon to use are still issues. They may think she's trying to save all the girls, but it doesn't really change anything. It technically could've. The idea of somebody being delusional had the potential to alter the events, and I spent most of the movie thinking it was trash, but maybe put some things into a reasonable perspective. Instead, it's just a twist for shock value, and all the stupid bullshit we sat through, the lazy writing we expect from anything she's in, is still just that. Maybe they thought it'd be so unexpected we'd think it made sense. It does open with a sad intro, they're really banking on that. And to hammer home how stupid this movie is, she wears this timer on her wrist depicting the expected survival rate of a kidnapped victim, but she's actively going after them herself. And you would think, being a movie based on kidnapping, they would have done some research, like when the victims aren't found within that limit, it's because there was no chance of being found, as in the negotiation wasn't ever gonna work. That's not the only reason, but if you're gonna actively hunt them down in an unstoppable manner, the timer is relatively pointless. They literally have a device on her wrist that counts down when she confronts the boss, as if hitting 0 means she dies. Like, what the fuck kind of sense does that make? Due to a lack of basic knowledge in an attempt to take such a serious issue and make it into a generic movie, I really hope no real victim saw this. It is actually insulting in the end. If Jovovich wants to keep making terrible movies, by all means, but maybe leave the real issues out of it. It goes without saying, despite a valiant effort to shock the viewer, Protector is not only all the same shit, but it's pretty insulting.
All copies. Destroy them.
Especially because it's March, Women's Month. What a way to kick that off. 2 movies, each not worth seeing. At least this one isn't woke. If you some reason did see this, let me know what you thought about Protector down in the comments. Like the video, subscribe down below, share it if you can, and if you don't hit the bell to get notified, you won't get them because recommendations are lost. I'm the cinema analyst because somebody has to be.